Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Student Filmmaker podcast. We're building a home on social media for student filmmakers. I'm your host, Ellie Argent. I'm a student filmmaker myself, specifically a film producer, and someone who's a big part of my film community on campus is James Asosi. James, thank you for being here.
Of course, it's an honor.
Yeah, of course. We're excited to have you on set. I've worked with you before. I just worked with you on your directional debut,
Yes.
An Overthinker's Nightmare. Could you tell me a little bit about An Overthinker's Nightmare?
Okay, so the premise for An Overthinker's Nightmare is that a guy, he's been working so hard for the job he really wants, just for him to submit an application, and the company sends a hitman after him to kill him because of how horrible his resume is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So you're a writer, you're an actor, and now you're also a director.
Yes.
What has it been? Well, of the three things, which thing do you like doing the most?
I enjoy the power of being a director.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I would say I enjoy a lot of them around the same.
Okay.
I want to do one, if not all, in the future.
Okay. Specifically, you wanted to be a writer, though, right? That was like the thing that you're working towards the most?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever written a feature script?
I have not, but I'm in screenwriting 1, and I am currently writing my first one.
Oh my gosh, that's cool. Is your professor Josh? Moss?
No, it's Moss. Yeah.
Josh Moss.
Josh Moss.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Sorry.
You're good.
I only know his last name.
Joshua Moss is the advisor for the Digital Filmmakers Guild, which is our film community on campus, mostly. Pretty much everyone is a part of that club, so yeah. What's it been like being a part of DFG? Like getting to be on other student film sets?
It's been a lot of fun. It's a lot more professional than I'm used to. Not to dig in, but I used to be a part of the Butte Film Club.
Yeah.
And things were a lot more casual there. We had, less equipment, less people, and it was just kind of like show up, do whatever, leave.
Yeah.
But here we have specific roles, we have scripts, we have supervisors, producers, everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot more professional and a lot more like what Hollywood, I would assume, would be like.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I hear our episode 3 guest was Justin Top. He's been on sets with SAG-AFTRA actors with $30K budgets on student film stuff.
Yeah.
And when I heard about his sets, I would compare them to what we're doing here. What we're doing here is really good. There's levels that you get. It's like a spectrum in the industry of the kind of projects that you work on to professionalism. And I'm glad that we're kind of in the right direction of professionalism. It's cool that we don't have to start at a really unprofessional level. We can just do it now. There's nothing holding us back. It's just the structures that we choose to put in place for us.
Yeah.
Do you like those structures?
Yeah, I would
the safety stuff?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Safety's important.
Yeah, safety is important. This reminds me, we were in a DFG meeting last Friday, and they showed us the rules and guidelines. And one of the guidelines is that you have to talk to our administrators of our club before we do stunts. And you and I did a stunt on An Overthinker's Nightmare. And I think we might have been the reason that they instituted this.
Yeah, to be fair, we did this before they put that in.
So before they told us about these guidelines and instituted them with our new administrators, we did a car stunt on An Overthinker's Nightmare.
It was very safe.
It was very safe. It was with a Tesla. And honestly, I'm just glad that we did it. We actually have a reel on our Instagram about this, so you can see the reel and actually see it. And we'll put the shot of what happened right here. But we did a Tesla car stunt. Your character was chasing after the main character and trying to kill him.
Yes.
And at one point, he gets into a car, and then...
I went in front of the car. He floored it, tried to escape. I caught the car. But that was mainly thanks to Tesla auto braking.
Having auto brakes, yeah.
The auto braking saved my knees.
But later that night, you told us that you...
I did have a couple marks on my stomach, yes, from the hood of the car, I would assume.
Yeah.
And one of the takes, the bumper went directly into my knees.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Did you have adrenaline running through you or something? Because you didn't even mention it.
No, I just have a high pain tolerance.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know you were in any pain. That was the first time I had done a car stunt, and it may seem to some people, the viewers, oh my God, that's incredibly dangerous. You should have never done that. But the thing is we're student filmmakers. I get it. Some people will be divided against this, but Like when you keep putting like boundaries in front of student filmmakers, like boundary after boundary after boundary, the truth is we're all consenting adults and we get the chance to try things, even if it's stupid. And I'm glad that we're able to make those mistakes together as safely as we can.
Yeah. The way I look at it is that I would never, as a director, I would never ask anyone else to do something as stupid as that. So technically, I'm abiding by the guidelines because I didn't put anybody else in danger. I just put myself in danger.
I don't think they want you to put yourself in danger either, though. Just a heads up.
Okay.
But
for the future, it's good to know.
Yes, I'm glad that we did it. I'm glad that we didn't hold ourselves back and everyone was consenting and into it. And we had a Tesla that had auto brakes. Also, the shot turned out really, really well. I like that shot.
Only took 4 times.
Yeah, it was 4. Yeah, it was 4 takes. I was in the back of the Tesla when that happened, and I was like, oh, "This is crazy." And Overthinker's Nightmare was your first directional debut. What was it like directing people?
It was crazy because usually when I'm an actor on set, I'm, abiding by everyone else's demands. But now everyone's looking to me for guidance. There were times where I forgot to say action, and like we were like, okay, is everybody ready? And then 30 seconds go by, and then everyone just starts staring at me like, oh shit, camera rolling. And I forgot that. And like, since I was an actor and a director, I'd have to like shout action and then instantly get into character, and it was so trippy having to do both.
Yeah. Did you enjoy being a lead actor and also the director?
It was a big load, especially for my first time. I'm glad I had some people help me. I think, like Bennett, he sometimes called action for me.
Yes.
Which was really
Bennett
nice.
Bennett is his DP, Bennett Waltz.
Especially
director of photography.
Yeah, especially since my character wore a mask. I'm sure it was very hard to hear some of my calls.
It was sometimes, yeah. I liked your mask, though. It made you look really badass.
Thank you.
What did you like about being an actor? That was like the first thing that you got into, right? You've had like numerous credits as a lead actor, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many? We've talked about this before, but you have never had like a clear number. I'm pretty sure it's over 20 though.
Yeah, I never counted.
Can you just try to think about it and like guesstimate?
I would say, around 20.
Around
Sounds
20?
about right.
And how long have you actually been doing film? It's less than 2 years, right?
About 3.5, 4.
Oh, 3.5 or 4. When did you start?
Senior year of high school.
Oh, you were at PV?
Yeah, I was at PV.
Were you in House of Blue?
I was in House of Blue, yeah.
Oh my gosh, our episode 3 guest, Justin Top, was in House of Blue.
I've known Top for a long time. I've known this from 7th grade.
What the heck? I didn't know that. That's cool. You guys should do a movie together.
We should.
Have you ever?
I don't. If it's slipping my mind, then it was nothing good.
Do you remember all of the things that you've been in, or does it kind of just like leave?
I need reminders sometimes. There have been notices where it's like, oh, hey, that's me.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, how many of those roles were you a thug or a cop? Because you have a typecast. I have seen you typecast on every single occasion that we have been auditioning for things.
Yes, I think that's all I've played, honestly. Like I've been several police chiefs. I've been nameless thug that dies.
Yes.
I've been cop number 423. I think any of my roles where I'm just a guy, it's like an extra and I'm in a background and you see me for 1 second.
Yeah.
But anything with lines, I'm usually a thug.
A thug or the chief of police, specifically the chief of police.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't really know either. I guess I feel like I've talked to my directors about this because one of my directors literally cast. We were shot at in this house, Budding Trouble. He was the chief of police in our film Budding Trouble, or Colin Babin's film. Colin's editing this right now. Hi, Colin. I don't remember what Colin said, but I was definitely there when he decided to cast you. I think it's just that you have been a police officer before, and you play it so well. The scene where we were in the tunnel We were shooting that, and people kept riding through the tunnel because it was a public place.
Yeah.
And we have to like move out of the way, and we had the caution tape like on both sides. We kept having to undo it. But there's a scene in Budding Trouble. We're in the tunnel, and you're like leaning over the dead body, and you're talking to Ace Spade, the lead, the main character. How did you feel having to smoke fake cigarettes?
That wasn't the first time I had to smoke fake cigarettes.
You smoked like a whole pack just for that tunnel scene.
Yeah. It starts out fine, but I did feel sick later that night. I've honestly learned just to keep it in my mouth. I've gotten good at just keeping the smoke in my mouth and not into my lungs.
Okay. Yeah.
Because of how much I've had to do it.
Yeah.
It's the thing I look at where, as an actor, if the director wants me to do something, I'll do it. Unless it's gonna like put me in serious harm's way, I'll probably do it. So like even though Colin said I didn't have to smoke if I didn't want to, I'm like, you're the director, you want me to smoke, I'll smoke.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it ended up looking really good because that film is noir, so it's black and white, and the smoke looked really cool coming out of like just over the body. Yeah. What about what made you like want to go into film? You've been doing this for 4 years. So what was it that made you do it?
I've only been doing acting for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing writing since first grade.
What? Oh, I didn't know that. What did you start writing?
I used to write a lot of short stories.
Yeah.
They're only 1 to 2 pages, but they're insane stories. I filled notebooks of them.
Oh my gosh.
And that went on until from like first grade all the way until 7th grade. In 7th grade, I decided I want to be an engineer, and then killed all of my, my creative prowess.
Yeah.
And then it came creeping back senior year.
Couldn't hold it back. Wow. Do you still have those notebooks?
I do. They are almost incomprehensible. But I can remember some of the stories.
Yeah. Can you tell me one of the stories you remember?
There was one that I look back at now and is basically the plot of Meet the Robinsons.
Oh.
It's about a genius who gets abandoned as a child, and so he's an orphan, and he grows up, he builds a time machine, he goes back in time and kidnaps his younger self.
Whoa.
Because he wants to raise himself because nobody else did.
That is just Meet the Robinsons, but from Goop's perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is that what happened to Goop? Yeah, that is what happened to Goop.
Kind of.
No, he just found himself. He actually wanted revenge over the main dude. Okay.
But, the little kid is freaking out. He's like, who are you? Leave me alone. And so he starts mashing buttons in the time machine. And they end up in the Stone Age somehow.
Ah, okay.
And the older version of me, I also only wrote about myself.
Okay.
As a child, I only knew like 3 names. It was my name and whoever was my best friend at the time.
Yeah, in first grade. Who was your best friend at the time?
Laramie. My friend Laramie.
Laramie. Oh,
yes.
That's an interesting name. Okay.
And so 80% of my stories, it's me and him.
That is so cute. Do you still keep in touch with Laramie?
It's been a while. He went to rival high schools, and so we lost touch.
Chico High School?
Yes.
Yeah. You lost touch because of a rivalry.
Hey, we're kids. We're stupid. I was on the.
You gotta reach back out now.
I was on the football team. I was indoctrinated to hate all other schools.
Yeah, especially at PV. PV is like it's a local school, a high school here that's like really incredible in terms of their athletics, specifically football. And they have a lot of resources. They're really good. Wait, so you were a football player while you were writing? Oh wait, that was in high school.
That was
so
in high
you
school.
you were in a break from writing. What made writing come back to you?
I think it was House of Blue.
House of Blue. Oh.
Yeah, because for the first my freshman and sophomore year, I was totally into blue collar work.
Oh.
I wanted to be an aerospace engineer, and I took welding freshman and sophomore year.
Whoa. Okay.
And then junior year, I heard of this House of Blue. And so I was like, I've tried welding. I guess I'll try this. And it just opened my eyes to what I had previously shut away.
Oh, that's really cool. What the heck? How many stories have you written, do you think?
8, like 9 or 10
9 or
of the
10?
ones I remember.
The
Of
ones
like
you
the ones I have.
Yeah.
I remember, so not to brag, but the stories I used to write, I'd read them in front of class.
Oh.
And everyone in class loved them.
Is that what
So
made
I
you want to be an
remember.
actor?
I don't know.
You were performing at a
was
really young
performing.
age.
I was reading in front of class. That's not really the same as performing.
You weren't putting like emphasis into it? I could
Okay, I
imagine
was,
you.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I could imagine you like acting it out up there.
But people liked them a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started giving them away.
You gave away your stories?
No, because people wanted them.
That's so cute. How old were you?
This was like 3rd grade.
Oh my gosh, that's really cute. In 3rd grade, I was like cowering in the corner of the classroom.
Oh.
I am not an artistic person at all.
Oh.
That's cool that you are autistic. What role do you actually want to work in film? Is there one in particular? I know you have 3, but one in particular that you would totally go for?
Definitely writing.
Why?
I just have a lot of stories I want to tell.
Aw.
I have a lot of fun writing things, and especially since I've been a director for the first time, seeing the words I write on screen is crazy.
Yeah, that's actually so cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was so like, all your answers are so wholesome. Like, didn't expect it to be so wholesome. I thought it was going to be more like comedy, but your stuff is just so wholesome. It's a good thing.
I want to be rich.
I just want to make a lot of money. Oh, did you know that union is the Writers Guild of America, at minimum right now for low budget, they make like over $100K for their scripts if it's a feature script for the theatrical.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a lot of money. Being a writer it's tough to break in, but you can make a lot of money
Once
as a
you're
writer.
in, yeah.
Yeah, and you still have to pay dues for the WGA. It's not like it guarantees that you'll sell a script, but if you do, it's sick.
It's big money, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think you'll work in like LA or Toronto or?
Yeah, I've been looking at LA. It's one of those things where I don't want to live in LA, but
Same.
it's kind of where I got to go.
Dude, so I've had that conversation with so many people. I feel the exact same way. I just applied. Oh, did you apply to the Television Academy? Oh no, you were going to apply next year?
I'm applying next year because I didn't get a
letter of
recommendation because
Okay.
Moss didn't know me at the time, so he couldn't be like, this guy's good at writing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm excited to do it to see what you get next year. I'm actually supposed to get my what's it called? The decision. Like, they're gonna let me know if I got into the program, the internship, like in the next like 10 days, which is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, you got it.
Thank you, bro. If you were to be asked to be a supporting actor on a big film, would you drop out of college and go straight to work on that film?
Probably.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I don't have to. I don't know if I'd drop out. I'd probably I'd disappear for a couple months, and maybe my grades would suffer. But I'll come back.
Okay. Withdraw from all classes, shoot the film, and then come back.
Yeah, and be like, hey, I was just really sick for 4 months. Can I come back into class?
Please. Wait, what's your major?
Film production.
Film production. Okay, got it.
I think they'd understand, right?
Well, it depends. Who's the director? What director would it take for you to go and be a supporting actor and drop out of college? Pretty much.
I mean, I've been acting for a while and I've never gotten paid, so the idea of being paid at all sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking for the greats. I don't need Spielberg to have me in the new Transformers.
Spielberg did not do Transformers.
I never watched
But
them.
what if he did? Michael Bay did Transformers,
Michael Bay.
but that's funny. I think Michael Bay is more art house and wait, what? Steven Spielberg is more art house and Michael Bay is more like action, like fun. So it was funny that you mentioned like you flipped him. What if Michael Bay did something like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or what if Spielberg did Transformers? I would love to see a Spielberg Transformers. I would love to see what he does with that.
It would be very artistic, yes.
I think so. Where do you see yourself in the film industry in 5 years? In 5 years, it'll be 2030. You will be how old?
I'll be 25.
You'll be 25. Oh my gosh, you're 20.
Yeah.
You're so young.
I turned 21 in 3 weeks. So.
Oh, congratulations. We should do something for your birthday.
Yeah. Probably.
So you'll be 25 years old. You'll be out of college. Your goal is to work in the film industry. So where do you see yourself?
Probably a low-level grunt in some company.
What's a low-level grunt to you?
A lot of people. I took a class where it was a lot of people came in from the industry and talked, and from their experience, it sounds like a lot of people start out as the personal assistant.
Oh yeah,
They start out as the PA. They start out as the intern, and I don't know exactly how long it takes to climb the ranks, but chances are I'll probably still be a PA at that point.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm on set, if I'm in the industry, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Even if it's for, 18 an hour and I'm not writing, acting, or directing, I'm still on set and I'm still, meeting the people who do that. I can still learn from them and I can, schmooze my way.
You can. You're good at schmoozing.
Into giving me a chance. Like, maybe I'll go into the writer's room and be like,
hey,
maybe we could do this.
Maybe this one joke, and then everyone looks at you and is like, that's it. And then you're in the writer's room for the next. Yeah. Like you write the next Friends. What's a new TV show that's doing really well? Severance. I wonder what the Severance writer's room looks like. Have you seen Severance?
I have not.
Dang it, you gotta watch it. It's so good. The set design is incredible. Ben Stiller was the director and the creator of it. Speaking of, which actor has inspired you the most?
It used to be The Rock. I would say The Rock.
Oh, why?
Because he's another large typecasted man.
Yeah.
But
a large typecasted man. That's so true.
But both me and him were half Samoan.
Yes.
So that was a big inspiration. But and my dad is a big fan of him, so growing up I saw a lot of his films.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever met The Rock?
No.
Dang. Would you love to meet The Rock?
I would like to meet The Rock.
Yeah.
Why, is he in the other room?
Yeah, I'm going to bring Dwayne.
That's your cue. Come on out.
Would you call him Dwayne or The Rock if you actually met him in person?
I'd call him Mr. Dwayne.
Mr. Dwayne. Mr. Rock. Can
Mr. Rock.
Please come out here? I'm glad you brought up your ethnicity. Do you feel really connected with your culture and ethnicity?
I do feel pretty connected. Not as connected as I could be because I don't know the language.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to learn it.
That's awesome.
And I'm a part of the Pacific Islander Club.
Yeah.
Where I've learned how to do a hula.
Oh, nice.
And I'm learning how to do a haka.
Cool. Oh, I would love to see you perform the haka. That's cool.
Wait till I'm ready.
Wait till you're ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool. I don't see a lot of Samoan actors in Hollywood. Are you excited for the opportunity to represent your culture and ethnicity in the industry?
Yeah, I am.
It's been a thing that we've talked about before. Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure to hold because it's like I'm representing my culture, so I don't want to I don't want to mess up and get canceled.
Yeah.
And then ruin the limelight for everyone.
Yeah.
I tried to stay out of controversy. Try.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
You're a very chill person. When you wrote An Overthinker's Nightmare, how did you actually come up with the initial idea? What was going on when you came up with the idea?
So for the idea for Overthinker's Nightmare, I was applying for an internship with DreamWorks, and I had spent.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a writer's internship at DreamWorks, and I had spent days on my application, and I was sitting there at the computer waiting to hit submit, and I was over at my parents' house at the time visiting my parents when this happened.
Yeah.
So my mom was trying to, it's gonna be okay,
You're fine, James.
And I was just hovering over the submit button. I'm like, ugh!
Oh,
And
like the scene in Overthinker's Nightmare.
Yeah, and then I hit submit, and then my mom really said the words, "What's the worst that could happen?" And I was like, "What is the worst that could happen?"
The worst that could happen is the company hates you so much.
They kill you. And that's where the idea was born. It was born from the stress of an internship.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I was your producer, and I had never even known that about how you came up with the idea.
Yeah.
So I liked An Overthinker's Nightmare. I thought it was unique. I thought it was like easily done and fun to watch, which is why I wanted to be your producer. I also just like you as a person, which is why I wanted to be your producer. That was your first time ever having a vision brought into reality in terms of video.
Yeah.
We had to sacrifice some things, specifically the drone shot,
Yes.
where this drone is like tracking him, your main character, as he runs. What was it like having to give up parts of your vision?
Painful, but it's for the good of the movie. It's for the good of the crew.
Yeah.
I mean, when we shaved off that really complicated scene, we saved a location. We saved a drone operator. We saved an entire day of shooting.
Yes.
So it's like you look at the ups and you look at the downs. I think it's a good thing we did that. We saved a lot of time. We saved a lot of energy for what could have been a dangerous. Okay, it would have been awesome, but like
A dangerous stunt sequence again.
But I'm glad we did it. I
Yeah.
think it was the right decision.
I think so too. I think you did a good job. Is An Overthinker's Nightmare edited? Just wondering.
No, you can ask Colin that.
I'm our editor too. Yeah, Colin's our editor for like almost everything.
He's got a lot of
NBFB.
projects up there.
Everyone, so Colin's really cool. Hi, Colin. Colin's really cool. He's a good editor, and he's one of the only editors we have in our film community. So everyone like gives him his projects, but he won't tell us if he's like too busy. He'll just like not do it for a little bit, and then but he does it anyways, and it's really good.
Yeah.
I love when he edits like his stuff because you can tell that when a director is also an editor, is also a writer, that's like a good mix. That makes sense. But if you're like a director and a lead actor, that's my experience with that on set is not good. Like being a lead actor in your own film that you're trying to direct isn't really like cohesive toward having the crew be able to ask you I don't know how to describe it. It's not a good mix because you're overwhelmed.
I did all right.
You did all right. You were overwhelmed.
I was a
at
supporting
times,
actor.
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
you
was
were
the
a
main, I purposely made my character a mute.
Yes.
I had no lines.
Yeah.
That made it 90% faster,
Yeah.
90% better. If
Yeah.
I was the main character and I had a monologue, I would have been screwed.
I think so too. Yeah. It sucks. Like when you're the director and you're also a lead actor, you have to be in your character, but then like in the mindset of your character. But then you also need to be in the correct mindset to properly advise your actors on the vision. And that's tough unless your character is a mute.
In that one case, it worked very well.
In that
But
one case, it did. Yeah.
in future films, I will not do both.
Yeah, we talked about that afterwards. I'm glad that you made that decision. I'm glad that you understand the value of having a first assistant director now. After going on your first, being in your directorial debut, like you figured it out, you understand now, and you see the value of having a first AD, so that you can rely on them to disseminate information.
Yeah.
Because on sets, a big thing that happens is everyone and their mothers is trying to talk to the director for at least student film sets. This is a common problem that happens. Everyone is asking the director questions, like in their ear, like 20 questions in a row. But the director needs to work on getting a good performance out of actors. And if they can't do that, if 95% of their attention is going to their crew, then they can't work with their actors. A big thing that I see is that 95% of a director's energy is going towards answering crew questions about like which way the camera should be pointed, which direction this light should be pushed, and like where the food is, instead of like what is my character supposed to do now? What is the blocking for this scene? Let's practice it. You've been an actor. You've seen that, right? You've seen when like an actor will be given like 5 like directions, like very short, like do this like this, and then they point the camera at you and they just say like do it, even though you haven't rehearsed, you haven't done anything. What's been your experience with that when directors expect you to perform something they didn't even really tell you?
So in my experience with that, it does happen a lot.
Yes.
I ask as many questions as possible.
Yes.
So it's like, should I do this or that? Should I?
Yes.
Do you want me to say it a specific way? Should I be angry? Should I be sad? You know.
Yes.
Do you want me to like, walk back and forth? Is he stressed? You know.
Yes.
Stuff
That's
like
so
that.
good. That's so good. Often I find that our actors don't get the attention that they deserve and they need in order to make a good performance. And directors should have the instinct to tell you that.
Yeah.
They should be able to walk you through what your character is feeling at that moment in that scene and get you in it. Have you found a director that we work with here that has made you feel that way? Or has it been kind of tough because everyone's learning? Our directors are learning.
Yeah,
Like you just had your directorial debut.
Yeah.
And you're an actor.
I liked the set of Slasher Pro.
Slasher Pro? Yeah. Woody is really good at that.
He was really
Woody-
good at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Woody is he was on our episode 2 guest. And Woody doesn't want to do any of the logistical stuff. He doesn't want to answer logistical questions. He just wants to do the creative aspect. And I feel like student directors could really benefit from someone just telling them, like, you don't need to do anything logistical. You can focus 100% on the artistic side as long as you have a first assistant director. You can't expect to just like leave your crew hanging if you don't have a first assistant director. But if you have a first assistant director, you can work solely on the art. And that's so good. You should do that because that's a director's job. Is that what you want to do next time, or do you want to work on the logistical side?
It's a bit of both. I do like giving the camera direction and like where the lights are, because after all, it is in my mind what I was going for. And so if the light is a little too far to the left, I want to say so.
Yes, of course.
Because that's not how it is in my head. But
Yeah.
I like doing both.
Yeah.
I think both. I just think doing, acting and all three is too much. But being in charge of the creative side and the logistical side, I think is better.
Okay.
I could do that.
So
yeah.
if you weren't an actor.
Yeah.
So you don't want a first assistant director?
I think I could do without.
Do without? Okay.
As long as I'm not in the film.
Give it a try, yeah. Okay, cool. My preference for like the structure is to have a first assistant director and have like a director who just wants to do the artistic side, because I've found that my actors don't get the attention that they need. Like if my director is also trying to talk to crew and it's like a big set, if we have like 10 or more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woody does that. Like that's the way that Woody and Keaton run their sets.
Yeah, he
and
did
I love
really
it.
good.
He did. Yeah, what did he do that actually made you feel like you understood your character?
I didn't have to ask that many questions. He was just like, you've been kidnapped, you're tied up, you're about to die, you hate your life, you've given up. Like he just answered everything before I could say or I could ask. And that was really good.
That's so good.
I knew everything I needed to know. My character's scared.
Yes. Okay. So good tip for directors. Work with your actors. Work with your actors. Tell them what they're actually feeling in that scene. How do you prepare to get yourself into the character's mindset in your scripts?
That's a tough one. Well, first you got to learn the lines, and then you got to read behind them. You got to learn more about your character. And be like, what is he? Okay, he's a police chief.
Of course he is.
How was his career? Was it good? Was it full of deaths?
Yeah.
And then you gotta you talk to the director to get more about how you want to deliver the lines. And so you learn more about the character. Okay, he's a gritty cop who's done this before, so he can't be panicked. You can't have any, shakiness in your voice. He's been on the street. He knows this. And you just you take the little clues and you gotta shape it. And then obviously after you give your performance, you'll ask the director, was that good?
Yeah.
The problem I found in DFG is that I'll give a take that I don't really like, and then the director will be like, perfect, move on.
Yeah. Do you ever stand up for yourself and ask if you can do it again?
It's the director's vision.
Yeah, that's true.
If he wants to move on, if he's, if I blew him away with that last take, even if I didn't like it, I'm not gonna fight him.
Okay, yeah. Wow. I actually really like that about you, that you get into it and you try to read behind the lines when you're acting. Do you take it like really seriously when you go into student film sets and you're acting, or is it more of a fun thing? Like, what's the mix?
It's a mixture of both. When I'm, as soon as the camera says action, it's serious, but I'm not like, I don't method act. I'm not going to be, an asshole on set.
Yeah.
You know, everyone will say, get to your place, and then that's when you got to lock in for the job, and then you clock out after he says cut, and you're back to joking with your friends.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a mixture of both.
Got it. Which film has inspired you the most?
A film I really like is the film Baby Driver.
I love Baby Driver. What do you like about Baby Driver?
Just everything. I love how the music syncs up with all the cuts, all the action. It's so stylistic. It's awesome. And I love the story, I love the plot, the action, it's just a masterpiece overall.
Yeah, I think so too. Which character did you like the most and why?
I do like Baby a lot. He's very smart he's a very smart main character.
Really smart, really dependable.
And he shows mercy. He shows, he doesn't want to be doing this. He's just doing it because he has to survive.
And take care of his father. The character that I liked a lot was the villain. I thought the villain was interesting because the villain took precedent over Baby's life, and that the way that he articulated it was by not giving Baby choices and kind of pressuring him into the decisions that he wanted to do, but he would do it in a subtle way, and Baby would never say anything about it. He almost never even responded to him. There were times when that person, I don't remember the character's name. Do you remember the character's name?
I know the actor's name.
What's the actor's name?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey's character would tell him something, Baby wouldn't even respond to it. And Spacey knew, his character knew that meant that Baby was going to do it, which was interesting. He also believed and knew what Baby was capable of, which was awesome. He was almost like a fatherly figure, but he was a villain as well. That's the vibe that I got from it.
Yeah.
Do you like animation or live action more?
I enjoy both, but I do watch a lot of animation. Like I mentioned, I applied to DreamWorks. I've watched a lot of their films.
What's your favorite DreamWorks film?
You can't just drop that.
I actually don't know which films are DreamWorks. Toy Story was DreamWorks, right?
No, that's Disney. How to Train Your Dragon series, Kung Fu Panda, Shrek, Megaminds, just masterpiece after masterpiece.
Okay.
I probably say Megamind.
Megamind, wow.
The Underdog.
The Underdog, yeah, for sure. That's not what I expected you to say. I thought you were going to say Kung Fu Panda. I freaking love Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda is insane.
It's too good.
But when choosing the best of, it's like, which diamond is your favorite? It's hard to answer.
That's cool that you like Megamind, though. I think Megamind is kind of niche. I don't remember it being, super big, but I remember, Kung Fu Panda being, worldwide, crazy. Or maybe that was my kid brain who was like, no, this is peak.
No, it is. You're right.
Would you love, wait, what were you going to do in animation? Were you going to write?
Yeah, I just wanted to be a writer.
Would you still do that?
Yeah, I would.
You would be a writer at DreamWorks?
I did actually want to get into animation for a while, but I have an associate's in computer animation.
Oh my gosh.
But when I transferred from Butte to Chico State, I switched my major to film because I want to work in both animated and live action.
Oh, okay. Did you see Flow?
I did not. I've heard really good things about it, though.
Flow is really good. Before I came to set today, I watched a little bit of it to wake my brain up. And it is incredible. I love that it doesn't have any intellectual property associated with it, and that it was made with open source. It was made with open source technology.
It was made with Blender, yeah. Blender's a free
It's Blender. It was
Yeah.
Blender?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
For the free software.
Oh my gosh.
animation, yeah.
So like, yeah, we just went through the 97th Oscars, and 2 independent films made more than that. I think The Brutalist was also independent, but well, it's like a spectrum. Like it's kind of studio, kind of independent.
Yeah.
It depends. But specifically, Flow was made on like Blender. It's a free
Yeah.
software. It was made by a person who I don't think has a lot of experience. Like I don't know anything about the director who directed it. So I was excited to see that. I was excited to see that. Such a good film that has no intellectual property markers. Like made it. Like really made it.
It's
in the
a
Oscars.
passion project.
And
It's
it
not
shows.
it's not like for money. And the best films are.
Would you be a part of something like Flow even now? Like if you could animate something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
As if the dream is there. You know. There's parts of me where it's like I'll do it if I like the idea, but there are also parts of me like if it's in the industry, I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's tough. Would you work on stuff like Beast Games or like Love is Blind? Because I don't think I could work on Love is Blind. Just because like,
Well,
or like Dance Moms. Like, would you work on that stuff? I don't think I
TLC
could.
shows.
Some TLC shows I totally could, but the ones where it's like there's so many like stories that come out where they're like the producers are treating people badly. I'm like, I couldn't be on that. I don't want to be in like a bad environment. But
There is a line there where it's like, yeah, the pay is good. It's in the industry, but I might get abused.
yeah, I may like be treated terribly and get an anxiety attack 3 times on set. That's a part of the industry that I haven't really like thought about too much is what are my sets going to be like? Are people going to have like a high standard? Are they going to treat people well? I've never worked on union sets. I've never worked with I have worked with SAG-AFTRA actresses. Huh. I wonder what it's going to be like. I don't know. It's like gig to gig. This job. Have you thought about that? The fact that like we're working in an industry that is, it's unless you're an employee at a studio or in a production company of some kind, it's gig to gig.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I'm worried about that. I don't want to work like that. I want to be an employee at a studio or something. And then do independence like once a year.
Yeah.
But what about you?
It's just how it is. It is what it is. I do want to work for a company, which is why I'm applying for internships. I'd rather be a writer for like DreamWorks or 20th Century Fox than actually be independent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll do whatever I can as long as I put food on the table. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What are your financial goals?
I do want to have my own production company.
Oh, sick. Okay. Asosi Productions. We made that logo in An Overthinker's Nightmare.
Yeah, it won't be as evil as that one, though.
What if it was the same logo though? That'd be sick.
That was supposed to be for like an evil corporation. I don't want to make that my official logo.
That's cool though. It'd be cool if you did. You would have gotten that logo for $20.
Yeah, my plan is to this is like a top secret plan. Anyway, my plan is to break my back working for the big companies.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my name out there. I'm gonna get my ideas out there. I'm gonna, show the people in the industry who I am, so I can eventually defect and steal all the good people, and have my own company.
Oh my gosh.
And start my own company.
That's awesome. Be careful of your work for hire agreements. There are clauses that are non-competition clauses that say you can't recruit from the company for 5 years. I actually have one of those in our work for hire agreement with Devin. So people can't hire Devin and steal her from me.
No.
I'm sorry. I mean, Devin can leave and be like, actually, I want to work for James. But you can't recruit her. She would have to leave on purpose and go to you.
Well, no problem.
I just gotta smoosh with everyone, and then they'll come to me and break their own work for hire agreements.
It's the plan. Is it realistic? Not really.
But it's the dream.
Is it the dream? It is.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's actually my dream too. I don't know if I've talked to you about this. I'm a producer, so I'm the one who like goes out and tries to find money for our projects, and is the one who hires people and tries to bring directors' visions to life logistically. So I really want a production company to be very small and to only do one film a year. I mean, I would be bigger, but I just would love to work on one thing that's really good that audiences actually want. Do you know Blumhouse?
I've heard of Blumhouse, yeah.
Okay, Blumhouse is run by someone who used to work at Universal named Jason Blum. Jason Blum is an awesome producer. He did Whiplash. He was one of the early people who funded it. Him and his friend put in like $5,000 just to get the script made. And like J.K. Simmons came on as like a favor to someone else. And then it ended up winning the Sundance Film Festival, got adapted into a feature
length.
and then won Sundance as the feature again. And so Jason Blum he specializes in low budget, which is under $5 million horrors. And hi, Boris, come here. That's what he specializes in. And he's kind of on the periphery of what people would consider like traditional Hollywood. And he makes like a couple projects a year, him and his company. Like he started Blumhouse.
Yeah.
He like left Universal and was like, Blumhouse was basically like a trailer on the Universal lot where they were like taking scripts from like their friends, and they ended up doing so well. And Jason Blum is such an inspiration. I basically want to Jason Blum my way into my own production company. The only thing is I don't know how to get money. Like no one has ever trained me on that. No one trains you on that.
That's an important aspect.
It's the most important
I
aspect.
thought you were
no one has trained me on it, and I can't find any training on it.
Are you not a financial major?
I am a finance major. Okay, so I've learned generally how to raise funds and to approach investors. I know how to pitch investors, but I don't know how to find film investors or film philanthropists.
That's why my goal is to become a rich and famous actor first. So I have the money and I have the backing to leave.
Yes, that's actually what
So,
one dude does. There's an actor who does that. I do not remember his name though, but he funds his own stuff, and he just like he doesn't wait for the cavalry. He gave a speech at South by Southwest talking about how you should not wait for the cavalry. You should make your stuff now and then show people what you can do instead of waiting 5 or 10 years trying to get people to notice you and to pull you up through the ranks. Like, do what you can. And he funds his own projects.
Yeah, it's really
Him
cool.
and his friends, yeah.
Yeah, I want to do something like that.
That's cool. I hope you get there. I would love to be a producer on something that you do. I would love to learn how to find film philanthropists and film financiers and get funding. I'm learning. I've only been doing this for 12 months. Yeah. Oh, I forget that sometimes. You've been doing this for 4 years. Oh my gosh. I have so much to learn.
You might have to wait like 50 years for me to get there.
For you to get famous and rich.
For me to get that far.
That's what happened to the dude who was in Breaking Bad. You remember that dude's name?
Which one?
Walter White.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. He was found with Malcolm in the Middle. That was like his first big thing. And then Breaking Bad like skyrocketed his career. And now he's like an A-list celebrity, which is sick. That could happen to you. That'd be cool.
Maybe.
You'll get the next Breaking Bad. I would love at this time for you to look into this camera and give yourself a message for yourself in 5 years. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Cool. What would you tell yourself? In 5 years, you're going to be 25, hopefully in the industry, hopefully out of college.
Hopefully out of college. That'd be good.
Rich and famous Bryan Cranston.
I don't know about that.
What would you tell yourself?
What's up? You better own multiple cars. No, I don't know where you are in our life right now, but I know as long as we're doing what makes us happy, as long as we are a little bit happy, then we will have done good. I know the industry is very tough, and you might be experiencing that full on right now, and you might want to quit sometimes, but you just got to remember, do it for me. Do it for the dream. Don't let the flames die out.
Hold the
Hold
line.
the line. Wait for the cavalry.
Okay, James. Thank you so much. It's been nice having you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. We'll probably keep talking like this on pretty much every set we're a part of.
Yeah.
I think you're on the Western anyways. But yeah, it was nice having you. At the end of our podcast episodes, we thank the Enlow Mansion owners, which are Dustin Vaught, who is a producer and an actor, and Anna Rose, Dr. Anna Rose, who is a professor and a historian at our university. So you and I on 3 are going to say, thank you, Dustin. Thank you, Anna.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you, Anna. Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Caught monologue.
Cop monologue.
Oh, yeah.
Give your hardest detective impression.
Scum like you make me sick.
Holy
You
shit.
think you can go out on the street and take whatever you want? That's not how this country works. You can't just take things from hardworking American citizens. You work against the system. You leave me awake for nights because scum like you don't take holidays off. Why don't you go out there and make a living like the rest of us? Get a job.
Cut. That was incredible. What the fuck? I did not. I was trying to think of lines to give you, and I had nothing. I had literally nothing in my head, and you came out with some fucking good shit. Like your first one, Scum Like You. I was like, where is this going?
Hi, I'm James Asosi, and I'm a student filmmaker.